Hey guys, Kaza here, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a complete guide for the entirety of the Borderlands 2 story, a compilation of every single episode from the last 16 weeks, highly edited, completely in-depth, so hopefully you appreciate all the effort gone into this, and obviously all my videos increase in quality over time, but make sure to like and subscribe. Enjoy.
I'll just leave it on the screen and I'll create a little time lapse, and it will come up with a hidden message. You saw that little hidden message there. After a while of waiting, the game kind of becomes annoyed at you and it'll come up with the message, "I hate you." You can actually click on this and teleport straight to the raid on Digistruct Peak. You can just accept this. As you can see, mission complete. Turn it in. Don't accept the next one or else that'll be on your screen for a very long time and it can get annoying. We've pretty much just skipped 2 levels. The Knuckle Dragger. Alright, so I'll put the little thing I've made on the screen. Alright, so Knuckle Dragger. His crit spot is obviously on the head. HP 698. His weakness is fire. So as you can see on the screen here, it says the best prefix is the twin prefix. This is actually a unique prefix to the Hornet. And what it is instead of shooting 1 bullet, it shoots 2. And the drop rate, I have added it here, but for most unique drops to bosses or just characters in the game, it's always going to be 10%. Try out the SMG. I don't think I've ever used this SMG, but it's pretty good. And lo and behold, what are the chances of that? Well, I'll actually just explain the chances. 10%, but that's that's impressive. We actually got the legendary weapon on our first try, the Hornet, and the time lapse is going to start from now. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. I mean, for forming a specific prefix, in all fairness, you know, it didn't take too long overall. But as you would have seen, I don't know specifically how many I've done, but yeah, that was quite a few runs. I made it to level 5, got my skill and everything. And yeah, I'll show you why I specifically formed for it. As you can see, just as I said before, it shoots 2 bullets instead of 1. Alright, plug in the fuse. So, as you can see here, if you come out here, there's a bit of metal. How about that? And if you come over here, kind of run across here, there is a chest and a vault symbol. Nothing from the chest. But yeah, just something hidden that no one needs to come out here. So yeah, it's quite cool. And we'll just hand this here. Fire shield. Done. There we go. Symbiosis. Alright guys, so here he is. Midgemong. He drops the legendary weapon
Blaster.
The best prefix is nasty prefix. Same as before, drop rate is 10% from dedicated loot sources. And Midgemong is actually a 2-stage boss. So you've got the Bullymong and you have the Badass Midget, which is on top. And the crit spot for both will be the head. And just like Knuckle Dragger and most Bullymongs, the weakness is fire. As we explained as kind of running here, the mission you need to have is Symbiosis to have it spawn, and after that you can just farm whenever you want. And the HP is 1084, so it's a bit tankier than before. We do deal quite a bit of damage, so it's still quite easy. And yeah, so we're going to be aiming for the kaboom, and we'll see if we get it. Let's see if we can get it first try. Bang. Gonna take out the badass midget on top, and unfortunately, we didn't get it first try. So, we're actually gonna just try and speed farm this. Okay guys, so this is the first farming run. I'm gonna show you the quickest route. I'm gonna speed this up so you can see it. Hopefully we get it, but you know, the Hornet took us 70 something runs to get the twin prefix for the kaboom. You know, I don't think I'll be specifically farming it this time. I'll just go for any kaboom, so we'll see how long that takes. Okay, so coming up to this area, this is going to be the quickest route. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump on this, you're going to jump up to here, jump over to this little hut, and then make sure you have your grenade mod off, because we're going to be grenade jumping up to there. So you're going to throw it down, wait until it touches the floor, and jump. And you'll notice you land on this ledge, and there he is. So instead of running all the way around, you can actually skip that entire phase and save quite a lot of time. So we'll continue with the farm and we'll speed through the process. So I hope you enjoy. So we got the Blaster finally, which ended up taking me quite a while, especially with everything going wrong, but nice, I just shot the floor. Yeah, as you can see, so it shoots a rocket and then it splits off into smaller grenades, and yeah, it does a pretty decent chunk of damage. Yeah, let's get into it. We're not going to be farming Boom Boom or Captain Flint because there's nothing I really want, so I won't really take up. Did I just say really? I won't really take up too much of your time farming, so we've already got 2 legendaries. We're set for quite a while, but we will be going through Boom Boom just like all the other bosses we've done so far, and we'll continue to do in the future. So obviously there's 2 of them, and their crit spot is in the head, but it's quite difficult because they're armoured technically. Their weakness is fire, because they're bandits technically, and also a corrosive weapon because, like I said, they're armoured, so corrosive is better on armoured enemies. And then we have the bonus package, which is the legendary that they drop, and it's pretty much just a grenade that when it explodes it splits up into a bunch of different bits. And not only can it drop from Boom Boom, but later in the game you'll get to a stage where you get Torg vending machines, which you farm tokens for. We can explain all that later on, but anyway, there's a 16.7% chance to get the bonus package in there as well. So we'll get back to it and we'll fight the bosses. So let's defeat these guys. Not too bad. yeah, as I said, we're pretty overpowered at this level with our loadout. Yeah, no legendary, but we didn't need it. Hi guys, this is in the future, just a transition here. So it turns out that I did get a bonus package. So basically, I ended off a recording session over there, and as I was just running back, I just killed them on the way, and yeah, we got the bonus package. So yeah, I'm just speechless again. For some reason, the legendary drop rate for this character so far is absolutely crazy. Yeah, that's very unexpected. I'll just quickly show it off, since we have it. So there it is. Literally just a grenade that splits into different pieces, and yeah, just bonus grenades, pretty much as the name says. Yeah, something I want to show you real quick, which is, I've come here so many times and I just didn't ever think to do it. But if you run back to the elevator, click the button to raise it up, there's actually a room with a red chest. Alright, on the cannon, let's go on. Cleared it. That's everything for this area. So there's 2 skips coming up, I believe. One that can take you pretty much from the start all the way up, and one that will take you midway, which is mainly used for the story. The one that takes you all the way up is mainly used for farming, I believe. But I think there is a quicker way to farm. It's just, yeah. You know what you want, it's just the information I'm giving you. Okay, so just run through here. And this is the first area for the skip. And what it is you can jump along onto the hut here and grenade jump up onto that little bit of ice. And what that does is pretty much takes you up to where you're meant to be. So yeah, I'll show you that. So I think you can actually just get onto this hut through normal means. Yeah, you can jump up on here, jump up onto the hut, and then onto this little top bit. And what you can be aiming for is that little bit of ice there. Oh, yep, and once you're on here, just be careful because it can knock you off. But yeah, so we're already on this little glacier here, and we'll open up the chest. Obviously nothing good. And these guys are actually invincible until you get towards Claptrap, so make sure to run in here or else you'll never be able to kill them. Just while waiting for this, I will explain. You might have seen it before, but when Claptrap is on the elevator and he's at the top, sometimes he can get stuck, and that's because the game is was originally made for console, and that means that it was running at 30 FPS. And if you ever get stuck at the top, then if you go into your settings here, options, I think video, frame rate, if you turn that down to 30 FPS, then Claptrap will be unstuck. I'm actually going to show you how to pretty much skip all of this. We're already super high level, so we don't need to do it. So all you need to do is jump onto these crates here, jump up to the arrow, make your way along the metal beam, then I'm going to aim for this side here, where the chain is, then carefully jump onto the chain. You can't hit your head on that there, jump over the ice, jump onto the beam, and there you go. You've skipped all of that, and it just makes your life a lot easier. And luckily Claptrap didn't get stuck. But what's going on here? That's the first time I've seen this. I didn't know that an enemy could get onto this part. Okay, so he does get angry when I jump on his head. That's unfortunate. But now we're going to hop into the boss for this time, Captain Flint. I'm going to be doing the same as we do all the times. We're going to create the card and run through it. So his resistance is fire, not the weakness like I've gone through the other times, but resistance. His crit spot is in the head, like most humanoid kind of characters in this game. And his HP is going to be 2120. So it's a lot more than everything we've fought up to this point. He's a main boss, but that's how the game works. I'm sure you already know that. They'll scale over time. And the legendary for this time is the Thunderball Fists. And what this is it's a pistol where it's always going to be shock. There's no point farming for any different element. It's always going to be shock. And this is kind of debated, but my favourite prefix is binary, which is like the twin. You kind of feel more powerful shooting 2 projectiles instead of 1. But it's debated. It can be like any kind of prefix you want realistically for this gun. But yeah, that's my personal one that I would go for and try and farm. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the updated design. And yeah, let's get back into the fight. And yeah, he has a lot of HP, but for us, it's not the most difficult thing ever. Just keep shooting him, just keep shooting him. And there we go. Just before it falls off the edge, just in case. We did get dropped the unique weapon, the Flint's Tinderbox, which will, so far as I know, drop 100% of the time. And it's actually a really good pistol if you haven't found any legendaries. So I hope that, that you've learned something at least during this little section here. I was really looking forward to doing this, just because I kind of think some of the skips and like the hidden chests, boom boom and everything are actually really quite interesting. I miss them on my own playthroughs, so hopefully you can learn something there. Now he's done talking, I'll show you this little skip you can do. If you just run up this snowy area on the side, you can actually jump up, and instead of running all the way around, you can run over the top and save yourself some time. Even if you run on top of the mountain, you can actually pretty much just jump straight down to the objective, because it will always spawn in the same spot. So the psycho that's around here, where's he at? Yep, there it is, the core. It'll always spawn in the same spot, so if you don't want to go through the hassle every time, then just do that. And also, while we're here, Balsable. Alright, we made it to Sanctuary. Talk to Lieutenant Davis, hand in the power core, get this started, and into Sanctuary. So, there's a special item called the Lasco, and it's a special SMG that spawns later in the stage, and it's always there, so it'll always spawn. And one of the things you can do is, if you leave and re-enter, you can actually spawn it over and over and over and over again, and the game still thinks it's loaded. Alright guys, so just before we head into the main area, we're going to run up the opposite way to these metal objects sticking out the ground here. And what you want to do is jump up slowly on top and over to this rock here. Quick little jump, and basically you see the chest over there, and there's also one all the way over there. There's 2 chests you can get, and you can actually do a cool grenade jump by bouncing off this rock and then just about making it and jumping over. And this is accessible later, but it's just a easy way to get there from spawn. You can get some strong items right off the bat. They are going to be a little bit higher leveled, but you know, you can never have too many items, right? Hi guys, we're just going to pause real quick and I'll explain something that's going to be on your screen. I'm going to be putting 2 smaller videos on the side for you to watch, and basically it's 2 other smaller bosses that have a chance to drop the legendary shield, the Neogenator, and the one I'm running to now, the legendary SMG, the Hellfire. And basically I'm not going to be covering it specifically, and I'm going to be doing this from now on as well. Kind of the side bosses, I'm not going to be doing the cards and explaining it fully and doing the runs like the main bosses. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the small snippets on the side, and it'll just be easy to follow along, and yeah, some new runs, new legendaries. And I'll go back to the main video now with this playing on the side. Thanks. Yay! Definitely didn't miss that jump last time and have to run back. You can just equip this for now. And then we will drop down. There's no real need to fight these guys unless they kill me. Get the signs and carry on. So let's kill all these enemies here. Don't really need to, but why not? That's what the game's for at the end of the day. Level up. Shoot the floor and see what happens. Oh, ammo. So as you can see, we're pretty powerful here. Wiped it easy peasy, and we'll just quickly put the point into increased duration. Why not? And then the last go is just down this little side area here. You can get the spider ants if you want, not really too necessary. And it's just up here in this little pool. And as you can see, because we went in and out every time, we now have a nice stack to choose from. Pick them up. Let's see. Light, smooth, burst fire, react, skirmish, bladed. So we didn't get a flying, unfortunately, but if you want it, then there it is. We'll fill it up in our 3rd slot, and just to show you quickly, just to show you quickly, yeah, so it's very powerful at this level. So we'll just continue on through the story. I'll show you one more chest you can get. There's also some other things, and we'll skip to that now. So coming into this area here, there is a chest which you can find located right on top of that. Difficult to spot if you're not looking for it, but like I said, can't have too many chests. All you need to do, jump onto here, jump onto the box. It is very awkward with these spacings. For some reason, there's like a invisible wall, but just go right to the end and you'll be able to get it. Jump over to the pipe, jump in the fire, and then jump on the pipe. And there you go, you got your own chest. Well, actually, yeah, we'll take this shield, it's pretty good. Once we get some level, we'll start using it. And run through this area as well. This area also has a chance to spawn loot midgets. For example, I think that this one here from Joel's dude video has a chance to spawn a loot midget, but honestly, off by heart, I don't know. I haven't played the game that much, but yeah. So if you want to open up those, you'll have a pretty good chance for loot midgets. Well, you know what? We'll run around here until you follow the signs. Easy peasy. Alright, so when you run through here, obviously make sure to dodge the fire. Who knows how many times someone has accidentally died to that. Probably a lot. And then, if you come onto this rock, do a jump, not too close to the wall, because you will hit your head or your side on there and fall down into the spikes. But here, you can kind of just about make it, and it'll just save you running across. It doesn't, it's just kind of a speedrun strategy or something you do just for fun. It's not useful in the slightest, really. Alright guys, so I've restocked up on ammo, and just before we head into this main area here, there's something I want to show you. The top is open, so what that means is people have tried to get out. And something you can do is this metal grating here is solid. So if you walk up, throw a grenade, wait for it to bounce, you can actually grenade jump on top. And unfortunately, I can't show you this now because you do need his double grenade skill or a RPG, usually the Bada Boom in later stages. What you do is you throw the grenades and shoot your rocket and aim just for about there, and once you reach there you can actually get out of bounds, which is pretty fun. However, if I just use my ultimate gaming skills, as you can see, I can just jump out because, you know, I'm just that skilled of a player and never out of bounds. So you can pretty much just explore infinitely. Like, there is such a wide range of things you can find. It's actually pretty crazy. You can get up to the top of them, you can get up to that tower, you can run all the way out. There's so many things to explore. I might just show you some snippets real quick. And I think that's it for this area, really. You can actually jump on top of this area up here and see through using the out of bounds glitch. But other than that, I don't think this area has much else. So we'll clear it and continue on. Getting a lot done this episode. So hopefully you guys enjoying. So if you actually stand in this position and block off the Badass Psycho's route, he actually stands still and does nothing, so he's easy to kill. Learned that from a Jolts Dude video. He's very good at giving out tips, better than me. He also knows every prefix and matching grips and all of that knowledge, but unfortunately I haven't quite reached that level yet. I am learning though. I've learned a lot while doing this series, so I'll get there soon enough hopefully. But yeah, here we are outside of Frostburn Canyon, and what you want to do to have the best route for Ball is run over to the right here, jump on this roof and make your way to this new U station, or catch a ride, not you, and literally just drive, not really too far at all, but it still is a little bit quick with the car. You can actually run up that rock there, but I didn't do it first ride because I'm a bit rusty. And no, we didn't get the fastball first try, but yeah, we got the echo. I'll now proceed to get the other echoes, and then I will show you the savagely quickest way, and then we'll get on with the speed farm. Right, so here I am again outside of Frostburn Canyon, and instead of making our way to the right, what we're going to do is head left, jump over this barrier, and pretty much just head straight forward to this mountain. And you can walk up this, but yeah, just make your way up over here. Don't go too high or else you will attract some wrecks. It can be a pain. But yeah, that's literally how you get to Savagely the quickest way. Just as we're going through the speed farms here, I just want to quickly say that I have created a Sanctuary only episode, which has either come out last time or will come out this week as an extra episode, and I just will cover all the fine details of Sanctuary because there's just so much interesting things to cover. So if you want to check it out, just check my channel and it'll either be out last week already or it'll be out this week. So make sure to subscribe if you want to keep your eyes up for that. And now we're going to quickly go through the enemies that we find on the screen. So yeah, as you would have seen, Ball is the enemy that drops the fastball. It comes in all elements other than slag. It's thrown like a baseball, as you can see here on the right. It's a straight line, but if it hits the ground it will bounce because it's a rubber grenade. It is available after you complete the quest in Memoriam, which you would have seen just before this, and just like the Herald on the right, it has a 10% chance to drop like most of the legendaries. So the Herald, it is an explosive pistol. It's only going to be explosive. It shoots 7 projectiles, but the best prefix is going to be double penetrating, which then doubles the amount of projectiles. It is also available in Torg vendors at a 16.7% chance. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the split stream farm, and we'll get back into it. Alright guys, so we did in fact successfully farm a incendiary fastball and a Herald, so we'll be progressing the story now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and the tactical spin out there to show you a vault symbol. Definitely tactical. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that speed farm, something new hopefully. Beep beep. Reverse, and then we'll just turn the power on so that we get the save station, and then we'll head over to Ellie and get all the fun stuff. Alright guys, so here we are at Ellie's place. There's a couple of things I want to show you before we progress with the story in this area, and yeah, we'll just jump straight into it. So there's a box here. It has a 1 in 5 chance of being here, and there's 4 other locations around the map, but this is the best one to farm, definitely the easiest, right near the spawn point here. And what it is an Easter egg that will give you a Gwen's head. It's a useful item at the start of the game, as per usual, just as long as it's on level. But yeah, it has a 1 in 5 chance of spawning, and easy to farm in this location. The next thing I want to show you is inside the building. It's something I've found myself, never seen anyone cover it. It's not useful, but this wall is just see-through. And yeah, if you throw a grenade, get the timing right, and jump up to this part here. Not sure what the use in that is, but if you find one, tell me. And another thing I want to tell you is back there is a area where a bunch of spider ants form. There's actually a mini boss that can spawn down there. We'll go into that a bit later. But it's a good spot for tubby farming. It also is linked very well with the Lyuda farm later in the game, so I'll be showing you it then. But for now, it's just something interesting to tell you guys. Then finally, if you run around the back and to this fence over here, there's a really simple out of bounds glitch, which lets you explore a really large area. The dust is so cool to explore. It's probably one of my favourite out of bounds spots. What you need to do is crouch in that corner, and that's it, you're out. And just make your way up this rubbish. It's hard to really find your way because some is see-through, some isn't. But as you can see, I'm out of bounds. There's a bunch of things you can explore here. There's a missing textures area as well. But yeah, I'll let you guys explore that for yourself. I'll show a little montage now though. Alright guys, so now we've done that, we will continue on with the story, talk to Ellie, get the car parts needed, and then get to Bloodshot Stronghold. So, just wait for it to finish there, and spawn a car. Got the mission, now we're going to fight, whoa, Bandit Technical. Alright, killed the first Bandit Technical, car part 1. Where's he going? Whoa. There we go. Car part 2. Car part 3. Car 4. And there we go. The final car part. Here we are back at Ellie's. Hop into the workshop here. There we go. Wait, what? What happened there? Usually there's a bunch of bandits, but for some reason none of them spawned. We only had to kill like 2. But here we are at Badmore. We'll cut to the screen here. So, Badmore. He's going to be one of the only enemies in the game that has an animated intro, but doesn't have a legendary dedicated drop. However, this is going to make him really good for farming skins and blue rarity weapons. Obviously, because they're going to be dropping more often than not. If you kill the 3 midgets on his shield, it's going to reveal a hole, which you can see in the image on the right. Obviously, that'll help you a lot in the fight if you're lower level. His weakness is fire, like most nomads. And yeah, this is going to be a really quick one this time, and we'll jump back into the gameplay. Let's equip the fastball that we got earlier. Let's try and get some grenades. There we go. Look how much damage this does. He's dead in one. And yeah, there's the key. We can open this drawbridge here and wait for it to come down. Just as it's coming down, you know, I'll just explain quickly that Badmoor actually has an XP farm. He's the most efficient XP farm in the game, and what you do is you walk through this gate and walk back out, and you'll spawn facing like this. Badmoor will be there, and if you have a singularity grenade, you can throw the grenade on this edge and it'll pull him and he'll fall off the edge without you even needing to fight. Or obviously, as you just saw, if you have a fastball, then it will kill him in one hit and it'll give you a lot of XP. It is the quickest and most efficient one in the game, and he also has a very good chance of dropping skins, which I'm sure I just explained to you in a little card that I just made. So here I am at the Bloodshot Stronghold, and just before we get started, I'll very quickly explain to you some cool things you can do. So through there and around this area here, you can actually get out of bounds. The one over there is a grenade jump, and the one around here is a rocket jump, and I'll quickly show those on the screen now. So guys, jumping back into the main story now, hopefully you did enjoy that out of bounds exploration kind of thing. It's definitely one of my favourite areas in the game to explore. It's really intricate and just kind of fun to look at, and I don't know, I like the weaving in and out of the buildings and whatnot. But just as we're around this area, I'll quickly explain to you the enemies through that gate there. So there is a group called the Splinter Group, based off the Ninja Turtles. It is available once you complete the corresponding quest. Splinter Group, they drop a legendary weapon, the Stormfront Grenade, which as you can see splits off into different parts, kind of like a Tesla. And if you run through a pipe, then you can spin the valve once, click the TV twice, and then hit the switch 3 times to spawn a secret enemy, Flinter. He doesn't have a legendary to his name, but it's just something fun, isn't it, once you complete that quest or are farming enemies and you want to do something a bit different. And as you can see, this part is voiced over, mainly because I wanted to speed through and complete more of the story. So there's an enemy called Mad Mike, and now as you can see there's not an enemy called Mad Mike because the fastball is just ridiculously strong at this level, but he has no legendary drop. On the right there is a lightning fence, and on the left in that room through here there is a switch which turns it off and it gives you access to a chest. So we're going to speed through this next section here and reach the end. There is a voice log and a couple of enemies just before you reach Roland. Let's wipe these out. And yeah, through here there is also a room with a chest which you can access over there, turn off, as well as a vault symbol. You get there by going up the ladder and just kind of running through, and here we are at Roland. Goodbye. Okay, so some random thing, the gate on the left does open at the same time as the robot explodes and destroys the gate. Not sure why, since I don't know, there's no point having 2 entrances, but you know, just something random to take note of if you want. But yeah, we'll make our way through here, killing all the enemies just before the end. It's pretty easy when you have a decent level Herald, just wipes everything. That is why it's one of the strongest in the game. And on the right there is a voice log as well. So jumping just straight into the action here this episode, starting off with some car keys. There is a couple scattered across the map. That isn't the only pair. This is part of a side mission along with that toll booth, which is a toll booth, everyone has to pay it. That's just how it is. It's kind of just a running joke that you have to pay the toll every time you're on the map. And another thing, you can jump up here, get stuck and jump up. Doesn't really save much time, but it does allow you to kind of get this chest here, which doesn't have anything good in it as usual. There's also a Marcus statue. There are going to be multiple of these statues scattered throughout this map, and I don't know, it's just kind of something interesting that I thought I'd show you guys. It's not something you'd see unless you kind of look up or look around or take note of, but it just kind of shows some lore into this game and the area, showing that these guys worship Marcus as their god. So continuing on here, nothing good in the chest, just got to make our way through the next area, making sure not to die because of the XP loaders, which probably couldn't tell you how many times I've died because of these guys. Just suddenly they appear behind you. It's just a common thing that happens in Borderlands, isn't it? This guy here is going to be invincible, part of a cutscene playing ahead, which I'm not sure why. This area just kind of has a weird amount of animations going on, so I don't know, it's kind of fun. There is a guy to our right that's going to be jumping off as well, but I think I may have just missed him. I mean, I'm not going to show you vault symbols, but just while we're here, there's one. It's kind of, if it's in the way of our progression, then I may as well show you. Another cool thing is if you run up here, this enemy isn't going to shoot you, but let's just quickly take out these guys. As you can see, you just chilling. But a cool skip you can do is jumping up onto this tarp, and I'll just take out these surveyors. And then you can kind of stand back, run and do a jump onto the corner, and you just kind of land on this invisible platform here, take a couple steps, and then jump onto this big object. There is a gap there, so be careful. There's also an invisible wall here, so you do have to kind of slowly make your way around. And there you go, you've skipped out the entire running around portion, and you can just kind of jump in and kill the warden, rescue Roland. So the warden is another named enemy which doesn't have a cutscene and also doesn't drop a legendary, so I'm not going to be farming him or anything, but he can, if you take long enough, will send himself and Roland to another area of the map, so just kind of make sure to kill him quick. Another cool trick is you don't have to fight all those enemies, it's optional. So once you kill Warden, you can actually save quit. Make sure to take this waypoint, or else you will have to spawn at the start of the map. But now what we're going to be doing is running over to Roland and just turning the mission. Easy as that. So yeah, this area is pretty cool, there's some hidden stuff and interesting things. So just before we teleport back to Sanctuary, just want to explain this is another set of that face placement of Angel. Nice. There's some more Marcus statues here, and yeah, they just kind of look pretty cool. And honestly, you've probably seen this area before because this is quite a notable area in Borderlands, but unless you've taken pretty good notice, you probably didn't realize it was Marcus. And now what we're going to be doing is just taking a look up here, and most of you probably already know this, but there is a sacrifice pit. And one thing you do is jump in, click the lever and kill yourself if you're solo. Another thing is you get your friend to do it for you, or you could also lure an enemy into there. You can only do it, I think, once per level if I'm correct. And yeah, you jump in and just kill yourself and you'll just die. It's the definition of a sacrificial pit, I guess, but you will receive a little bit of loot for it. So I have just quickly run back here after dying, green grenade and a bit of money. I think it's always going to be a green grenade or weapon. It's never going to be anything good out of that, unfortunately. But we have sped through this area pretty efficiently, if I might say so. And we'll just teleport back to Sanctuary, if it doesn't do that weird glitch, and go hand it in. We do have 9 Eridium, so we could do a pistol upgrade because of the Herald, and maybe an SMG upgrade. So we just waited for the dialogue to finish there, teleported to Three Horns Divide, grabbed the car, and we'll just drive a little bit. Hit this mountain, you can get an insta teleport out of the car instead of watching that animation from behind the house, and make your way there. So just running over here is commonly known, I think, at this point, but if you shoot the snowman's head, you get a tinderbox. This can be used for the next mission. As you can see, it's ignite the Varkids, so if you don't have a fire elemental weapon, there's one for you. And just as we're here, there is a cool thing you can do at this head where if you run up this bank, jump over to this rock and make your way up onto the jawbone, jump over to some more rocks. Make sure to be careful because there are invisible walls here which you can hit. Jump a little bit higher up here, a little bit higher. We want to make our way over to the eye here. As you can see, kind of a cool view. Do a little strafe around onto the kind of cheekbone, then onto the nose, and then jump up. And now you want to be kind of careful with trying to jump on top of these spines. There we go. And then you just want to slowly make your way over each and every one until you get to this end one here. Jump over the barrier and you can get out of bounds. Just something quick and simple at the start of the map, because why not? You can kind of explore this kind of area and then you can jump off this down and you will land on an invisible floor. Just run around, explore for yourselves. This one isn't as interesting, but maybe you guys will find something. Do a quick little showcase here. So I have made my way back up and we're doing the Ignite Varkid mission. One thing to take note of, shooting at enemies like that isn't going to be the most efficient. You find these fire melons, wait for the 3 Varkids to run over and blow it up. I only managed to get 2 then, I didn't wait long enough. And we'll just shoot this last one. But that's an easy way to complete that challenge if you're struggling. We are on level finally, so these are going to be good for farming XP, but usually the badass Varkid, if you wait for them to evolve, that's actually something, if you didn't know, if you shoot the Varkid and then wait for it to go into a pod, then you can progressively make it stronger and stronger, kind of like a Goliath, and get a badass Varkid, and maybe higher, I'm not too sure, but you can get some pretty good items and XP from them. We are at the cave where Tina is. We'll just take out these enemies real quick. There we are. And the speedrun strat here is if you look at Tina, then down a little bit and jump just before the cutscene, then you can land and talk to her, and it skips just a tiny bit of running. probably 0.1 seconds, but if you want to speedrun it, there you go. But this isn't the video for that. I don't know any speedrun strats, I just know a random few. But now that Tina stuff is done, just before we quickly go over to the donk-donks, around this corner there is going to be an invisible part of the map, which the developer, I guess, just missed out, but there's nothing there. It is an out of bounds, but all it does is drop you down into the void and you just fall forever. So yeah, nothing really that interesting, just cool to show off. And so after that, I have just made my way a little bit through the boring run section. Just want to show you guys an efficient way to get over to the donk-donks. What you want to do is parkour up that rock there, make your way over to this train track. This is optional, you can also just run around, but I just find it more efficient. Jump up onto that rock, and there you are. You can just get to this area, don't have to worry about fighting anything. If you're safe enough, then you can dodge all the enemies. Just want to drop down here onto this kind of top roof. If I can get down, drop, and you can crouch to pick up the donk-donk. And as you can see, didn't find any enemies. And you want to make your way over to the left. Well, I already angered them now, so I may as well just take them out. But if you make your way over to the left there, then you can dodge all the rest of the fighting too. So just quickly grab it and run. Then over here, there is a pipe, which if you jump off, you might notice that floating little warning label there. And I remember seeing this on my first playthrough, but never knowing what it was. But it just says, do not put head in equipment, impact and crush, something I didn't look long enough. But just another mistake the person who made this map, I guess, made and was never fixed. And so we just want to make our way to Tina here, talk to her to finish the mission, and wait for the animation to start and the carriage to close. This was the point earlier where I was saying you can kind of jump and grenade jump and parkour. You know what, well, at least we'll try it one time, but it's not often you can make it across first try. We'll see. Maybe? Yeah. There we go. As you can see, the donk-donks were already made. If I grenade jump, she's just stood still in the middle doing nothing, but apparently she made them. And we'll get the donk-donks. But just before we leave the map, I've got a couple more cool things to show you, where if you spoke to her after this to get this optional mission, then you can have the opportunity to run over to this area. Well, you could run over here anyway, but you know, you can run over to this area with an actual purpose in mind to kill the enemy Madame von Barnelsby. She is going to respawn every time, so you can farm her. But something interesting just before that is if you jump on these stones and jump just about right, as you can see, you can absolutely launch a Varkid into this stratosphere, apparently. Don't know why that's a bug, but it is. And there you go, you can see Madame von Barnelsby. She is gonna have a chance to drop the baby maker. Again, another legendary first try. And it's on level. Okay. As you can see, just empty the clip here. When you throw it out, it is gonna spawn, I guess, little babies, which then explode again. It's not a good weapon by any means, but I think it might be good on Gauge, possibly. But just while we're here, another cool thing is a secret chest, kind of off the map. So I made my way to this area. We do have an extra skill point for doing all the missions and whatnot, so we'll put the point into that. And one thing I'll show you again, yet another skip, is instead of going across that bridge, if you just run through this water here, you can just make your way around and you don't have to fight any enemies. Just, yeah, another random skip. I don't know why, just they're all up here in this episode.
But another interesting thing is if you jump onto here and make your way across that area there, you can jump onto that platform and wait for the train to explode. Place those and then arm them. Then if we just quickly make our way across, do a little jump and just about make it, then you can see the animation from this perspective, and it's kind of funny. Watch the rocket fly around, see the train blow up in the distance, and get a first person view of all the destruction. Don't know, it's kind of funny. Watch the train go to the very end, jump across, and you can actually see it just fall and pretty much hit your Bolt Hunter in the head. So we're at the end of the line. Another super fast trick, another skip again, is if you equip your grenade, make sure to not move whatsoever when you enter this area, or else you will trigger the respawn station ahead. But if you kill yourself or down yourself and then kill yourself, then you will fall backwards. And what this does is not trigger the respawn station, and it will literally just teleport you to the end of the map. So instead of doing another really annoying run, you can save a lot of time and skip pretty much straight to the end and fight Wilhelm. So Wilhelm doesn't have a cutscene, he just goes straight to the fight. However, we are going to still make a card for him because he's going to drop 2 legendary items, the Logan's Gun and the Rolling Thunder, each with a 5% chance each, obviously making up the total 10% for any other boss. I'm going to run through it super quick to make sure the video isn't too long. So getting into it, his HP is going to be 31,000, shield 3,140, and the surveyors are going to be repairing the shield over time, so whenever he spawns those, make sure to take them out. He's going to be resistant to fire, weak to corrosive, and you're obviously going to want to use shock for the shield, as per any other enemy. Explosive is going to be good as well because he is classified as a loader, and when you're shooting him you want to make sure to aim for his hips / legs. Obviously most time doesn't matter, but that is his crit spot. The Logan's Gun best prefix is going to be redundant, which is the ×2 variant, just like the double penetrating Herald. And the Logan's Gun is going to be mainly used for rocket ammo regen, like in the later stages of the game. So you're going to want to farm it in normal mode. You can obviously do it in OP10 as well, but it's just not a very good weapon. And finally, the Rolling Thunder has no prefix or element, so you're just going to want to farm for the legendary itself. That's it, so let's get back into it. So we'll just get straight into the fight and hopefully get one of the legendaries. He's going to be level 18, 2 levels higher, but as long as you make sure to take out the surveyors, it's no big deal. See if we can... No, we can't kill them fast enough. We'll take out the Herald though, thought I'd just take out the surveyors and finish him off. He's very close. I kind of don't want to kill him near the edge because the things he drops do have a chance of falling off. No. Didn't look like he dropped anything. There's the core. But quick look around, yeah, he didn't drop anything. But we will farm him just really quickly and try and get the Rolling Thunder and Logan's Gun. And now that's done, we'll just take the teleporter back to Sanctuary, quickly install the core. Part of the story, Jack's gonna... Spoiler. Jack's gonna attempt to blow up Sanctuary. Then we're gonna fill in the different things that Scooter's made. One interesting thing to take note of is if you stand on here or the gaps at any point in time, you are gonna fall and die. However, after you hand the Eridium to Lilith, you can jump on them with no problem and not fall through. So here we are, and we're gonna watch Sanctuary fly away, as per usual. Sad to see it go, but honestly I prefer Sanctuary in the sky more than on the ground because there's just more glitches, more fun. So we'll watch it go, and
have a look. So we've cleared out this area. I'm going to start off with the facts, speed through this super quick. So over there is a tunnel, and the first person who's going to appear is Lainey White, which is this character now. She has an increased chance to drop the gub, but she doesn't actually have a dedicated legendary. It's going to be part of an optional mission in which you're going to make your way down these tunnels, these corridors, fighting a bunch of rats. And just kind of make your way down, follow this path, open this gate into this large area, and what you want to do is open this chest, and the boss Smashmouth will appear. He's going to jump out, pick up his shield, which is actually the sign which you see when you walk in, which is kind of cool, and he's going to have an increased chance at dropping the Sledge's shotgun. You're going to want to look out for the rats as you're fighting him in the higher levels of the game, like OP10 and stuff. It is pretty difficult. And make your way forward up this elevator, and you're going to come across the boss Rackman. He is a Borderlands favourite, I guess, some content creators' favourite. He's going to have a chance to drop the Gunnerang, but obviously a Batman reference. And yes, I did accidentally use my OP10 character for that video. But just speedrunning the content here in the fridge, you're going to want to make your way over to this fence and throw a grenade. And jump up to this rock. Well, you can kind of just run up here, but that's the quickest way. Jump in this room, then just parkour your way across this rock. Making sure not to slide off, because it's kind of easy. Oh, okay, I panicked, but I think I was safe. Just slowly jump up. Find the little footholds, kinda like you do some bouldering. Make your way to this black area. Usually you just kind of look at them and you think it's just out of bounds, just not out of bounds, it's a part you can't go in. But as you can see, you can walk through it and get to this area, and like usual I'll do a quick little montage. Alright, so just jumping down here, we will just continue on. And you can't actually jump across to the other side of this. I have tried many times, and there's an invisible wall. Very annoying, but over there you can get a echo drop by an enemy. Just another optional mission. Over to the right, there is another boss called Sinkhole, I'm pretty sure. He has no dedicated drop either, so I'm just going to skip past that. And yeah, this has pretty much been a speed run of the fridge. Just fight some of these rats, but honestly, I don't really want to fight them all. That was enough for me, even just those small fights. I just want to leave. But for sure, just awful area. Elevator. You don't have to wait for it, you can just jump down. Pretty sure everyone knows that there's nothing new. Making our way to the Highlands. Finally at the fridge. Only a couple minutes, but get me out of there. We'll now take a pause. Got our skill point in to the middle one, I guess. Or I think you get the most out of it just doing the middle one every time if you don't have enough skill points. But here we are, Sanctuary, phase shift back into reality. Gotta wait for the dialogue because there is a mission, so don't go running off. If you jump and click, you can actually do a little skip to just get through it a little bit quicker. Only saving a few seconds though. But there you go, and you can run and jump over the little house and it'll cut off a little bit of fighting, so yeah, you can crouch to make it a little bit easier, but you can do it without crouching, so don't worry. But in this big lake, there is going to be a boss later on called Old Slappy, but we'll get back to that and possibly farm it for the striker. But you see that bridge over there? That's usually where people go on their like first playthrough when they don't know that it's going to go up. Spoilers. But if you run around the rails on the outside, then you can cancel that animation, so the bridge won't actually go up. But this is the most fun way to do it. Want to make your way up the stairs, throw a grenade, jump onto this little sticky out part, turn to the side so that the grenade lands on the platform, and jump up to the top. Then all you want to do is make your way along, and there you are. Hopefully I edit the end of hill there, it's just a random idea. But yeah, then all you want to do is make your way over the wall and jump down. Get the beacon. But, oh no, a Thresher. This guy's going to be pretty much invincible, but it's fine. He is going to be a normal Thresher, so there's no coin drops for this either. So we're just going to quickly take him out. And the Harold doing bits as usual. But there we are, got the beacon, done this mission, and we're going to pick up the shield because it's better than mine. Got the beacon, and I'll quickly make my way to the bar. See you guys in a sec. Here we are, made it to Overlook, and just quickly before we start the fighting, just want to get into this bar, show you the coolest thing in the entire game. I've gone from the worst to the coolest all in one video, so prepare yourself for this because you're going to be amazed. Come over to this character, sitting down, having a drink. Heyo, 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 heyo. Yep, that was it. Alright, making our way back to the place we're going to fight. There's a grinder, you can throw stuff in and it is going to destroy it. Don't know why you want to, but go for it if you want. Another thing quickly, if you save quit 8 times, you can skip this entire fight completely. And if you stand on this house, throw grenades, then you can just easily wipe out the clusters of robots. But yeah, I'll make a montage of this fight, let's go. Alright, there we are, we've done the fighting, the fast travel is up, so we can make our way back to Sanctuary now, and it is going to be flying. Best Sanctuary because it has so many out of bounds, glitches, secret characters, like the entire thing. I have made a separate video on that, it should be uploaded now if you want to go check it out, it's super interesting. And yeah, that was a cameo by Johnny Waffles himself before parkouring up to HQ to get the storage deck, and I'll quickly grab a lore just because I really like it. So we'll do this mission, shoot the right guy, and get the lore. And then quickly what we're going to do is complete some missions, get the mission to get all Slappy so that we can farm him. So making our way back to the bit of water I said before, what you're going to do is place the arm and all Slappy will spawn. He does have a legendary drop and is named, so you know what that means. Character card. So the key things you're going to want to know about Old Slappy are he's going to start off with a taunt animation in which he's going to be invincible for a short duration until after he dives and comes back up. So just make sure to wait for that until you start fighting. Once you do start fighting, the crit spot is going to be the glowing orbs on the side of his head and also the middle of the tentacles. And if you do take out those tentacles, it is going to equal more damage to the main body. So just kind of keep that in mind if you're playing solo or at a higher level, because it can come in handy at points. But you might also want to keep a couple of those tentacles roaming around the area, because when you do shoot them, it is possible to get a second wind if you do go down. Just a side note, he is going to have 42.8 thousand HP, which I know the number might not be consistent with what you're thinking, but once you are playing the game, he is going to have a moderately large health bar for your level, since he is kind of considered a boss. The legendary weapon he is going to drop is going to be the Striker Shotgun. Same as normal, 10% drop chance, just as any other legendary. And the best prefix is going to be Rustlers. Kind of with most shotguns, it's either going to be Rustlers or Texas, but in this case, it is Rustlers. So that's everything for All Slappy. Let's get back to it. Alright, so now we've done the character card, we can get to fighting. It's going to be level 22, that is a decent amount higher, but we didn't get one shot, so we can do it. Make sure to shoot him in the little glowy parts, the eye looking things for the crit, which I'm sure you just saw. We're going to go down, try and take out some of these legs, arms, tentacles. And no, we're not going to take him out because I'm going to reload, go down again. It's fine. There we go. So it's going to complete the mission. We're going to have to hand it back in and then come back, but it doesn't look like we've got any legendary, unfortunately, so I think we are going to farm in a second, but I will quickly show you just the route normal and then we'll farm. So what you want to do is go to Overlook Extraction Point. That's going to be the best way. Turn around, go to the door, make your way to this little hole in the pipe. You can get over with rocket jumping and grenade jumping, but it's not efficient every single run because there is going to be an invisible wall. He's going to have an invincible phase at the start, so make sure to wait, don't just start shooting him until after he dives and comes back up. Use grenades, can be really effective, and yeah, there it is. Doesn't look like we got a legendary, so let's farm. Double grenades, as per usual. Easy kill. Oh, we got it. Nice. Not sure how many runs that was, should be on screen, but we've got a Texas Striker, and it's currently on level, which is amazing.
Hey guys, Keza here, welcome back to another video, and here we are at the Wildlife Exploitation Preserve. Just a quick little warning before we start. You are going to see some terrible aim, but it is going to be funny, so proceed at your own risk. First tip coming up here is you see these little slime goop drop looking things. Basically they're going to have a good chance to drop a loot midget, so as you're running through the map, just shoot them as you go really. But just skipping ahead here to after talking to Mordecai, you're going to see another one of these slime drops, but this one's going to have a teddy bear inside it. There are going to be 5 teddy bears hidden across the map, and that's going to be one of them. I just thought it's something cool as we were running past, but I'm not going to go through the exact locations of those in this video, just because it is a challenge, not kind of a special mission of any kind. But as you can see, I'm leaving the loaders alive. That's because in a second you can get a mission to damage 3 of them, I think. So it makes it so much easier if there's more on the field. As you can see in the top left, you want to accept the Doctor's Orders mission before coming to the Wildlife Exploitation Preserve. That's because there's a loot midget farm later in the map. That's going to be kind of cool, but one of the main tips is do not pick up the mission items. If you pick up one of the mission items, then you're going to get 3 loot midget spawns instead of 4, so just don't do that. Alright, clearing out the loaders and combat engineers here. Surveyors making their way through. You're going to see just ahead this fire barrel. If you shoot it, it's going to break the electricity box at the top, shooting down the force field. So we go to this chest. Nothing good as per usual. Wow, okay. How many times did I miss then? Like 4? I'm just gonna run away from that, it's not my problem. Anyway, you're gonna see a communication tower here. Hidden between the vines, you're gonna see a little use symbol. Get it? There we go. And we're gonna get part of a teddy bear. It's gonna be an Easter egg, probably one of the most well-known or fun ones, I guess. It's gonna spawn a giant teddy bear. Making my way over here, you see some more vines. If I can jump. There's gonna be another use and collect the body. So now I've got the head and the body. See that little holographic thing? Make your way over to that and place it in. You can see this large crane start moving, speeding up the time lapse, just so you can see it. There is the giant teddy bear. Pretty cool. If you do wait longer, it is going to take it to the other building, but if you want to do that, go ahead and do it yourself. And here is a slag experimentation note. Make sure to not pick that up as well. And I feel like this whole section so far has been full of stuff. There is actually one more thing. If when you run into this area, if you run over to the right, you can see a little stash of Mordecai. You may as well run through all of them. There's going to be a note there. And on the left, you're going to see a waterfall. You can run through there for the second stash. If you make your way over to the rock, run up, there's going to be a vault symbol, and do a bit of parkour, a third stash. As per usual, shooting these things to make sure we're not getting loot midget. And stalkers, the worst part of this game, everyone's most hated enemy. I guess we'll find, we'll explain the Tundra that drops the Deliverance shotgun, and Pimon, who is gonna drop the Transformer shield, are located in this area. So make sure to keep your eyes out, and I may as well show you the best way to farm them as well, if I can be smart enough to equip grenade mods. But the best way to actually farm them is going to be through this door here. There's going to be one of the door waypoints to travel through the maps. It is only going to be available in part of a DLC, but if you travel through the Natural Selection Annex, it doesn't have a waypoint, so you'd have to run all the way here every time. But if you go in, come out, then you'll spawn here every time. Over to our right, you don't actually have to run through but I'm just going to clear this area because there's an out of bounds glitch. So once we kill these stalkers, I'll show you, but after that I'll run back on myself. I'll show you the best way for the loot midget farm, or if you just kind of... Nice, if you just wanted to run through quickly. But on the other side over here, there is a ramp you can run up. Just throw one grenade at the top and make your way through the gap. This part does have no collision. But for here you are going to need a rocket launcher and a grenade at the same time. Just about make it up to the land. Didn't quite get high enough, so I'm going to have to throw another grenade. There you go, you can see we land on an invisible part. Just make your way out the map, and as you can see we are out of bounds, so like normal, montage. Alright, so running back on ourselves from the gate, you're going to see this little rock formation on the side by the waterfall. I'm going to aim there, jump from the highest point, but don't go too close to the wall or you'll miss. Make your way around the edge, jump wide to not hit your head. And as you can see, we skipped out that entire fighting section. That's going to be good for repeatedly farming loot midgets. Really? That was like 5. No. I suck this video. Anyway, let's hopefully I can make sure I can hit shots this time. I swear I just equipped it. Okay. This is not this combat is it's not ideal. Anyway, taking out the stalkers here. I'm gonna do that. Snipe this loader. There we go. I'll take out the baddest stalker that always appears. Then we will get the super loader. Taking out all of them. There is the super badass loader. Just tank those bullets. Not even gonna move. Probably should have moved. Should be able to get a second wind here though. Just as we're here though, may as well explain the recent door skip that was found. Credit to BMG. If you jump up to the door, throw a grenade upwards while crouching, stand at a certain angle, you can glitch through the door. It was thought to be impossible, but saves, I think in a Jolts Dude video he said saves 25 seconds in the speedrun, which is kind of crazy at this point. Just thought I'd note it in there. Got a skill point, put that in there. Okay, so running through here, you see these little ammo crate loot boxes. Do not hold E when you're collecting them. That's because the doctor's orders mission item is on the other side of the wall here. There. If you hold E, it's going to pick it up and it's going to ruin it. And you're going to have to alt F4. As you can see, we open the box, there's going to be a loot midget. This is how you farm them, make your way here, do that, save quit. Let's open them all. And then I'll throw some grenades in. Not quite dead. One more. Alright, finished last enough. Doesn't look like we got a legendary or anything. But there is going to be a 15% drop chance for a legendary and around a 1 in 67 for pearlescence. It's kind of cool. Make sure to not pick up that one as well. Continuing on with the mission here through the door. Just pick up Bloodwing's item, but just skipping ahead here to running past the stalkers. There's going to be a super cool out of bounds glitch. You don't have to grenade jump up there, I just kind of enjoy it. Make your way up this big rock on the right. Do a small little jump onto the platform. And then grenade jump over. But as you can see, a little story time about content creation. The recording got corrupted, so I had to run back. Luckily, I hadn't completed the mission yet, so we can continue on. But anyway, gonna jump over to this rock, and you can actually run through the wall into Bloodwing's arena. So then it skips out all the kind of fighting inside the building. Just run around the edge and grenade jump up. Damn, wait, after all that. But, tip, if you can kill Bloodwing and we can go into his next form, it does count as a second wind. One grenade left, and I messed it up. Whoops. But basically, you have to jump up onto that roof and then you can run back in. I'm sure I can find a way out though. He's gonna dive, so I should probably wait a second. Get a second wind off the skags. Yep. Alright, get a second wind off this guy. Maybe we should just save quit. No, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. We'll find a way out. I don't have any grenades, so I guess I should probably drop down. Now there's gonna be an invisible edge there, can't get through. Maybe I can run through this rock and back in. Nope, okay, that was unlucky. And the combat music's gone, whoops. Maybe I can jump out somehow. I seem to be moving. Might be able to jump out to the side. Making some progress. Maybe through the vines, I don't know. No. Oh, wait. Right, that was like snakes and ladders. I just got forced down and now I'm stuck. Okay, well, I guess I'm safe quitting. I tried to save it, but there's only so much I can do. Wow, here we are guys, in Bloodwing's arena. That's crazy. Cut into the card I made here because we missed the intro, sorry, because of the corrupt recording. We're gonna have Bloodwing and Son of Mothrak. You might be wondering why he's also there, but basically, when you kill Bloodwing in the story, if you run back to the same spot, Son of Mothrak is going to be there instead. Now, as we saw in my own gameplay, if you're down, you can shoot Bloodwing and make him change forms to get the second wind. He's going to be resistant to the element it changes into, so make sure to account for that with what weapons you're using, or just use explosive or non-elemental. He's also going to have no drops as he's part of the story. Son of Mothrak is the Son of Mothrak, a Borderlands 1 boss, which is just kind of a cool note. He's going to drop the Skull Masher at a 5% chance, with the best prefix being Skookum, and best parts being Jacob's Grip and Doll Stock. Bloodwing is going to have 19.6k HP, Mothrak 10.7k. So that's it for the cards this time, let's get back into it. We can use the pistol when he's flying. Oh, I'm dead. We really need a better shield, honestly. At least he's close though, so I can use a shotgun. Pistol isn't great. Wait for the invincibility stage. That's the worst part of, I guess, Borderlands, but mainly Borderlands 3 honestly, just the invincibility stages. Just blasting through the stages with the shotguns, Jesus. Alright. Now for the saddest part of any Borderlands game ever. Taking the tag off. RIP Bloodwing. So going back to Sanctuary here after that sadness, turn in the mission. Go to Claptrap. Find his secret stash, which is behind. Turn that in, and then make our way to Roland. Hey guys, Kaza here, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to start off with a gold chest to try and replace the Herald that we have, since it's only level 10. And after just 3, we actually got a hand cannon, so although technically it's a downgrade, I think it's going to be better than a level 10 Herald. So we'll just swap that out. And making our way to Roland here, there is actually going to be a cool like secret Easter egg type thing with a note. But we just do the shortcut, the skip dude. And as you can see, if we take a closer look at the note, it's going to say, I owe you 1 world saved -B, obviously referring to Brick. So you could figure out it was Brick before you actually did the mission. Now let's go to 1000 cuts. So going back from where we spawned, quick little run to 1000 cuts up the hill here. Don't know why, but this waypoint always seems super awkward to me. Just end up forgetting where it is, so I thought I'd include it. First things first, when arriving, I'm going to show a cool out of bounds glitch. If you just go around this corner, you'll see this kind of telephone wire pole. Throw a grenade and jump up, then just a small little jump onto the rock. Make your way around. There is an invisible wall, so just be careful not to hit your head and go flying off. You'll see the rock formation ahead. You can actually run through it, and just like that you are out of bounds. So, like normal, let's do a small montage. But just to interrupt the montage here, I thought this would be an ideal moment to go over Terramorphous. Basically, he's only available after the main story, and he's kind of out the way on this map located here. He's going to cost 8 Eridium to get in, but after that you can just save quit, and he's going to drop a bunch of unique and legendary items. So getting back into the actual story here, I'm going to kill this elite marauder, and basically I was going to go on a little tangent talking about this guy. I've reloaded this map like 50-ish times, over 50 times, and we finally got him. So I guess he just appeared in the first part, which is useful for me. He's going to be called Muscles. He's technically an optional boss, but he has no drops at all. He's just a rare enemy spawn, and was actually added because a player found an Easter egg when the game was first released. Gearbox had a competition of whoever found one actually got to add their own unique Easter egg, and this was what was chosen. He has a kind of special outlook on life, you could say, where he doesn't take cover, he will just run at you. So let's test him out for the first time. He has this funky looking running sequence and then just punches you, I guess. But it wasn't really worth all the effort of finding, because obviously, like I just said, he has no drops. And goodbye. I'll probably never see you ever again. So we're going to fast forward this part just to stop you guys from getting too bored. Just a bit of mobbing. So we've made it to the bridge, and just before we cross it, take our grenade mod off. You can actually do a double grenade jump up to that platform with a red chest. Exactly as I'm doing here, making sure not to die. Just do a jump up here, only just surviving because I didn't wait. As you can see, there is a red chest, pretty easy to get, so it might be worth it just in case you get a legendary. But just to our right, there is also a communications tower. This is part of an optional mission you can do for the map, just to get 100%. Just jump on these little metal beams sticking out. Once you get to the top, you'll see a fuse box, you can just turn that off. Alright, so continuing on with the story, cool little grenade jump for no reason. If you go down here, there is actually a gap in the bridge. There would be a voice log. Over to the right there is also a hidden chest. And around the corner of this building there's actually going to be a super hidden vault symbol. So just a spurt of information for you guys. You can also melee completely upwards in this game, so if there's ever a buzzard that's low HP, make sure to do that, it's kind of cool. Alright, so let's get into the fight with Brick, and I have a pretty cool idea of a montage I can do. Let me know what you think. Right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Just deliver the note to Brick, and as we're waiting, a lot of these lockers and loot boxes do actually have a pretty decent chance to spawn loot midgets, so we just run around checking those. Hopefully there is some. But actually there is a slab called Sarcastic Slab. He's going to be a kind of friendly NPC, but you can kill him. Most playthroughs people try and be super creative and whatnot, so I might trick shot him. Go run over to him, maybe do a cool grenade jump into trick shot. Wait, that's a skyrocket, and he's dead. Well, I guess we went down together, so no trick shot this time, maybe in another life. Anyway, now it's time to follow Brick back. This is like one of the worst parts of the game where you just have to follow him, do rounds of mobbing, break the mortar. But just before we do that, we are going to go see a Borderlands favourite. So located just down here is going to be Face McShooty. Everyone loves him, and we're going to collect the mission. But we're not going to do it, we're going to do what every cool person does. Wait until we get around to the bunker area and then trick shot him from the edge. So yep, we're just going to skip through this part once I equip the right mission. Let's go. So that is it for 1000 cuts, or at least this section. Obviously we're going to do the other half when we get to the bunker missions, but that's it for now. So let's just go back to Sanctuary and hand in the mission. Should be turning it into Roland. Let's do the jump up as per usual. Nice. And we should just be inside here. Let's see. I reckon we take the melee shield. So yeah. So just jumping straight into the action. On the left, as you can see, is the Wildlife Exploitation Preserve, but unfortunately it is just going to be a 2D model. It would be pretty cool if it was 3D and you could explore it, but just thought it was cool to point out. Another thing is straight away you can see one of these security cameras. It's actually going to be part of a challenge. There's 8 of them scattered around the map. All you need to do is shoot it a few times and it will end up breaking. There are signs located across the map in Opportunity. But if you zoom in, you can see one called These Nuts. That's pretty funny. Obviously it isn't related to the Vine in any way, it's mainly due to rock references, but still it's pretty cool to see that in the game. But moving on to the fight with Jack's body double. This is going to be an easier fight than you would hope. I do wish it was a little bit harder. Is what it is, but taking away the pocket watch, you can see that Jack was just a holographic projection on top of an engineer, which is kind of cool. Obviously different to the pre-sequel, which is a surgically modified Jack, and the Jacks later in the game, which are just holograms. But as we come over to this area, this is where you're going to find Foreman Jasper. Once you've completed Opportunity, you can make your way over to here, complete the mission, and once you complete all of it you can reform him. But he is gonna have a chance to drop a legendary shield, so he's gonna farm that now, is what I would say, but it does only take me 4 runs to get it, so doesn't really need a montage. He's gonna drop the black hole shield. It is pretty bad in Ultimate Vault Hunter, not gonna lie, but for normal and true anything works really. But here we are at the kiosks, and a cool thing is if you click and then just sprint to the next one, you don't have to listen to any of the audio, so follow this route and you can make it there pretty quick and not waste a bunch of time listening to random stuff, at least if you've done the story a few times. And there we go, the last kiosk. However, before finishing up the story, there is this. It is the only challenge in Borderlands 2 that you need 2 people to complete. Or obviously, Gunzerker's broken, so you can use him. I just showed the location on the map, but make your way here, climb the ladder, and then have your friend click the button to take you up. Or, if you're Gunzerker, do a double grenade jump into double rocket jump, and you can just about make it up. So, technically, single player if you're Gunzerker, anyone else, you're gonna need a friend. But all it does is take you up to this rooftop, and behind the sign is a hidden chest, which is always gonna have something bad in it, because that's pretty much every chest in Borderlands 2. Anyway, finishing off the story, there's going to be a loader. Let's pre-fire it with a grenade. Never mind, where's the loader? I guess there's not always a loader. Good to know. Hello? Can't use. Right, well, like, he's responding to me, so I think it's working, but... And there's the loader. Just... Okay, right, we've had an interesting end. I assume that might be because of skipping the kiosks. I'm not sure, but anyway, you can save quit from here. You don't need to run all the way back to a waypoint or anything. So just respawn in. We're not going to head straight back to Sanctuary. We're actually going to take this statuesque mission. That's because it drops 2 pretty cool heads. One for Krieg, one for Gunzerker. So I'll show those at the end, and I'm going to do a quick montage going through it. Damn, RIP, Jesus Christ. Alright, just got nuked. Anyway, RIP Constrictor, here are the 2 heads you're gonna get. One for Krieg, one for Gunzerker like I said. Krieg is pretty cool, but I am gonna use the Gunzerker one because you can't beat a good mustache. Going back to Sanctuary, we're gonna talk to Claptrap and hand in the statuesque mission for the head. And yeah, while we're in Sanctuary, we'll equip it, why not? Nice little mustache and skin to go along with it. Done. Alright, let's go hand in the main mission. Do the shortcut as per usual. Make our way up to Roland and turn it in. Here we are in 1000 Cuts, starting off with a cool grenade jump. You don't actually need Gunzerker. If you go a little bit to the right, there is a part that sticks out a little bit further, and you can do that on any character. Now, meeting up with Claptrap, we are at the force field. Now you can also grenade jump up onto this rock. You don't need 2, you can do it with 1. Just make sure to jump on this outside portion, because if you go on the inside, there is actually the kill barrier there as well. And also if you go too close to Claptrap, then you'll also die. But if you do run forward while the force field is still up, it's not actually going to do anything, the mission will start. But this episode is going to contain quite a few montages, so I'm going to try and make it a bit creative. A lot of fighting, it's quite fighting heavy, so take out this guy and get into it. Alrighty, so we've just made it to the door, beating those guys, and we're pretty high level, so, well, we're on level, so we don't need to really fight these people. So I'll just show you the best way to do it. What we need to do is throw... Bro, how does this happen every episode? I just always forget to take the grenade mod off. Make sure you don't have any grenade mod on. Throw a grenade, and jump up, instead of running all the way around. And run up the stairs here. So one thing to take note of is these chests have a higher chance of spawning loot midgets. So whenever you run past, make sure to open them and give it a go. As you can see in the top, the loot midget is breakdancing. If you want that, make sure to open them. Now, if we didn't forget from last episode, we have Face McShooty. So this is the ideal place to do it. It has a good angle, and it's incredibly far away, so I'm going to do that now. Here he is, Face McShooty. As you can see, I was using the shotgun. It has a 20% accuracy, so yeah, I added a timer just to show exactly how long it took. I absolutely grinded this out, a bit longer than I probably should have, until I got it. And then I went back and turned in the mission. So here we are at the bunker, and the first thing is off the left, a Terramorphous Easter egg. Now this is most people's favourite Easter egg, and it's pretty funny when he dives under. You can see a little bit of the tail sticking out. But yeah, just a quick little note, and we'll get into a montage before the fight. So we have successfully made it to bunker, so I'll be doing the character card. He has his crit on the eye, 316k HP, gonna drop the Sham and the Ocean Beach with a 3.33% chance each, including a head. The best Sham is gonna be 94%, the worst 77%, and the best prefix for the beach is the right sizing. And getting into the details, Corrosive is obviously going to be the most effective because he's pretty much a loader. The turret's going to give you second wind, but if he's on his final phase then he won't give you any. Loot can actually fall into the floor gaps, so just keep in mind on that. Wall drops come from the back. He can be bored by Zero and Maya. I do have a video explaining how bore works if you want to see it. And in his intro he has some binary, and it comes out to 42 remain alive. Let's get back into it. This is actually going to be the first time I've fought the bunker not on Zero, so it feels kind of weird shooting this spot and him not instantly dying. So here we are shooting the eye, obviously the crit spot. I'm actually dealing a pretty decent amount of damage. And then this massive turret at the top. Because I've only played Zero, I've never seen that in my life. It was freaked me out a little bit. And then we had just a buzzard just crashing into him, killing himself. Then I opened the chest and got a launcher. I kind of forgot launchers were in the game, so picked that up and started using it. And just while we're here, I may as well show you that just through these bushes there is going to be a vault symbol. And then if we head out, just while we're here as well, you can get a chest just through that little barrier, which would be bunker. So just finishing him off here. The Homan rocket launcher did it. It's pretty cool. Let's see what we get. Nothing. No. Maybe we have a wardrobe? So yeah, this is the part that's talking about the back that the wardrobe can come out of. But it doesn't look like we have one. So let's go farming. Oh my god, no, it's nightfall. Oh my god. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, I literally got a sham. And I was farming for the ocean beach. And it's nightfall. Oh my god, wait. Oh, I've farmed so many times for this. I've farmed so many times for it and I haven't got it. And it's dropped while I'm trying to record a video. And it's OP10. Oh my god. That's insane. I don't know what to say. Oh my god. That is crazy. Oh, it's not on the account that we're using, but it's the main account. It's the one I actually cared about. Imagine if that dropped on normal mode. Oh my god, that would have been so bad. Oh, but we got an OP10 sham. 94%. My previous best was 89. Okay. Never mind. That's insane. That's insane. That is now going to be permanently attached. Good luck to be. Even if you're better, just 94 sham all the way. It's like I've gone back to farming shiny Pokemon again. Wow. Okay, well, that was insane. I'm gonna, I guess, go back to the recording now. So that was pretty crazy, and yeah, I'm kind of hyped right now, but unfortunately it wasn't on the content account, so just let that happen for a bit, and I'll show you this. So basically, if you come back here, you can drop onto the rocks and go through this wall, and it's going to be much quicker than taking the elevator. I did kind of get thrown off by that rock. I thought I was going to hit it, but I didn't. I just went through it, and then I just failed. But yeah, even with all those fails, I still beat the elevator, so imagine if you went straight through it, you'd save so much time. Here we are in the control core, and yeah, we're going to do a montage for this area as well. Let's go. Alright, a quick one there, and we have done this part of the story. Fortunately, now it's time for Angel to die. Rest in peace again. She was very helpful and very kind, I guess. Here we are, handing in the mission, and we are going to do one of the best skips in the game. Well, I'll use this skill point. And yeah, one of the best skips in the game. Boom. Quit. Save quit. And just like that, Roland is alive. Okay, so in this loot room you can farm for legendaries. I think we're pretty good on this character though, so I will pass for now. But just keep in mind, if you do get to this point, the chests aren't going to respawn, so make sure to do it while you can. Just make sure not to save and quit. Just try and either read-only farm or quit without saving. Alright, so making our way back to Sanctuary, we're gonna get this cool cutscene with Marcus. Don't know why, it's just kinda nostalgic to me. And then get the door slammed on you. And now we will hand in the mission. Cool grenade jump up, and no, not brick, to Mordecai. Hope you guys enjoyed. That sham was insane. Here we are in Eridium Blight, starting off with a cool barrel technical jump. It is a lot easier with the barrel technical, but you can use the normal one as well. But as you can see, we are fighting King Mong. He's going to have a 66.7% chance to spawn in one of two locations, so obviously 33% chance. And he's going to drop the Bada Boom, which is a 1 in 20, because it is possible for him to drop ahead as well. We didn't get it this time, so let's get a farmer. Alrighty, there we go. We got the Bada Boom to drop, and it didn't actually take that many tries, which is pretty cool. But just around the corner here, we do have another Easter egg, and it is going to be Donkey Mong. So clearly a Donkey Kong reference, and he's going to have a 50% chance to spawn in one of two locations. So 25% for this one, a little bit less than King Mong, but other than the achievement you just saw where you run up to him and click E, or a console achievement, he has nothing to drop, so isn't really that useful. But just going down a little bit and turning up this path, we have the guy who's going to give you the mission for the Fibber. There's going to be a 3-stage quest, so we will speedrun it a little bit here. First one is going to be collect the shirt, pants and hat for him. All you need to do is make your way to this location, or the location it tells you, kill a few marauders and Goliaths, and eventually they will drop it. Then all you need to do is make your way back to Mal and hand in the mission. Now you'll see a white shield at the bottom. That's actually a unique item, because it is green rarity, but it has the white light in it, so technically is a unique. But as you can see, now we're collecting all the limbs, and the map will be on screen if you need it. Now once we've done that, we turn it in and start the third one, which is to take him down. He's going to be invisible at the start, so just wait for him to start shooting you. Luckily we have decent items, but the whole reason we're doing this is because we do need a little bit of a better one. He is level 29, so he will take us down once. But there we go, we have the Fibber. If you want a good Fibber, then the best way to do it is read-only farming, but yeah, we just need a decent one really, so that's fine. Getting back in the barrel technical here, we'll make our way, and we're going to pretend like I didn't crash and try and continue driving, and I definitely didn't forget about this until I crashed. But what it is a out of bounds glitch. You might have seen it if you saw my top 5 unique glitches video. It had a few launch glitches in there, and this is one of them. So what it is you jump over the death barrier and you'll make your way here, and you will anytime launch. But that was that was very pathetic. You can get some good ones, but that was very bad. Now speeding up, we are going to try to get in the Arid Nexus, but obviously won't let us. On our left is the second King Mong spawn, so if he doesn't spawn in the first one, this is where he's going to be. And again, just speeding up here. We are going to drive past the start, so you will see on the left a electric fence. Now that is going to be a hidden zone used in, I think it's the World Traveller achievement, and that's the name of it. And all you need to do is go through the door, or that skip from earlier that I showed you, and you'll see a fuse box on the back. You just get out and try and find the sniper, there we go, and shoot it. So I didn't actually think it did anything, but it did. And as you can see, the electric fence is now gone, and you can make your way down this really long ladder to the infested grotto. Now, there isn't actually anything here. It's kind of sad really. There's going to be a bunch of bully mongs and a chest. We did not get anything good from the chest, that's fine, but it will have a badass bully mong, so I don't know, if you're in need of XP farming at this stage in the game, it is pretty decent. Skipping ahead, I've driven to Sawtooth Cauldron. This is so we can unlock the teleporter, just makes things a little bit easier. But there are two more things I want to show you. The kill yourself mission, which is making your way to the far location of the map. You'll see this guy do it first. Just jump off, freeze, and then pop. It's kind of funny. But all you need to do is jump off yourself, or if you turn around, there will be a button, and you can click that. But you know, we aren't boring over here, so we'll jump off. And just like that, we have done the mission. Turn it in, just pretty much no reward, but honestly it's one of my personal favourites. Next up we have the Lord of the Rings Easter egg. So this is one of the most known Easter eggs in the entire game, just because of how iconic it is. But as you know, all you need to do is run throughout every single map until you get to Eridium Blight, without dying, without using a car, or without using a fast travel. So as you can see on screen, it's going to be the quickest way to do it, but this is, I think, times 16, so yeah, it's going to take you quite a while to do. And here we are after so long at Gary, and I know that triggered a few people, but I did accidentally shoot him. You'll get a head from him, so I guess it isn't all wasted. But what you are meant to do is wait for him to hit you once, and then he'll run over to the lava and jump in. If we just wait here, there we go. And as you can see, the head pop out. But then rats will fly in and drop off 3 chests, which will probably never give you anything good because it's Borderlands, but they might have a legendary in, you never know. It's mainly just for the achievement and the Easter egg. Starting off, I have some cool enemies that you can find. They're not going to be exclusive to Sawtooth Cauldron, but they are going to be much easier to find because obviously there is quite a dense population of like marauders, bandits and nomads and all that. But I just couldn't find any information on it anywhere, so just thought it was pretty cool to include in this video because honestly I hadn't even seen most of these, so maybe you would find an enemy you've never fought before, such as the super duper badass midget, which has "You Die" written on his chest, some weird funky head, and glasses. But yeah, obviously you can also get tubby midgets, just like every other area. Tubbies are possible, just super rare. But anyway, moving on with the story, we're going to take out the ambush commanders. As I did die, the third one did just randomly die, so I can get that one in the montage. Just throwing the grenades, making sure we get everything. We do get all 4. And once you've done that, there is a skip that everyone knows, but the best lineup is going to be aiming for that gap and throwing it, wait for it to bounce and jumping up. Well, the only thing with that is getting the correct timing, but as long as you throw it at that point, then you will get the same outcome every single time. But you will notice that the mission doesn't complete, so a tip is if you're running this exact line, you'll hit a floating hitbox that triggers the mission. It's the only one, but yeah, it saves you doing all that running. However, just for the sake of this video, we're going to go back because there is a cool Easter egg I want to show you guys. So all you need to do is shoot the barrels in order: shock, then incendiary, then corrosive, then explosive, and slag. If you do that in order, then you'll see this rise from the water, and yeah, Tanis will start riding a fish for you, and it's kind of weird. But yeah, getting back into the gameplay now. we gotta find the buzzard hangars. Take out these turrets. This gun is just like a sniper Harold kinda. I enjoy it. I enjoy torque pistols. But yeah, this also the slice sniper doing bits, especially on stuff like this. It is surprising how useful it can be in normal mode. But yeah, I'm not getting that. We'll leave it. And run away a little bit, take out these enemies. We are closing in on level 27. Take out these turrets. It is going to rely on my accuracy with this weapon. Well, my accuracy is fine, you can see the crosshair, but there we go. Just how orangey it is. Alright. Okay, well, as always, had to happen at least once. Let's equip the skyrocket and take it all out. Level 27. Let's open up the skill tree. Just put a point into this, why not? And then take out Doombringer. Is that gonna do it? Yep, cool. Alright. Take out all these enemies and run back. So a cool thing is this, you can actually do a little head glitch and launch yourself. I couldn't really get it consistent. I'm not sure if maybe it's console exclusive, like 30 FPS or anything, but try it out for yourself. And I've taken out Mortar here. He is an absolute pain, he's going to keep wiggling away, dodging every single bullet. Try and preemptively aim or just shoot the floor since I have an explosive weapon. And yeah, he is going to have a legendary weapon. Well, legendary grenade. It's going to be the Pandemic Grenade, with the best prefix that you're going to look for is longbow. But yeah, let's get into the farm. Okay, so run 11, we got it. I don't know where his body just went though. That's a bit strange. Take out the Nomad and I will show you what happens. So as you see, you throw it out, it will shoot out some corrosive grenades to follow around enemies and do some elemental damage. But yeah, we are in the tower now. And this is the point where I did remember that I got level 27, so I can use the fibber from last episode. Taking out the buzzards one at a time. Do a cool little trick shot on a couple of them. Pretty cool. And just like that, we've taken out all the buzzards. We'll then mark all the crates. And while we're up here, I'll show you a cool chest area. Do a drop down, then you can see these two chests. But you can perform a chest run, because there are 3 more chests. If you just follow this path, then you can get some kind of, yeah, I guess chest run going. All you need to do is then jump on the chest and up here. But did anyone else see that? Actually, when I was editing, I noticed the shape and colour of a grenade that seemed pretty familiar. As you can see, when we open it up, there was an explosive, nasty surprise in there. I am colourblind though, so yeah, I didn't notice the beam, and I didn't see it long enough to read the orange, so unfortunately that grenade is gonna have to be lost. Pretty sad, but continuing on with the chest farm. You just want to jump up there and parkour along the tips of the rock until you can slot yourself through this gap. Then you'll find Avi's camp. This is going to be part of a mission called Happy Camper as well. So if you're just kind of wondering where it is, that's how you're going to get to it. And a toilet as well. So there's going to be a collection of, what, 5 chests? But anyway, we've got to jump off like a badass. Get a little preview of Infinite Melee, because why not? And then for anyone who's watched this long, here's a glitch when I was looking for the different enemy types. Just a random psycho running into the sky and through the floor. Here we are with Mordecai, just accepting the This Just In mission, so we can farm Hunter Hell quest in just a second. But as you just saw, there are 2 camps that are going to spawn skags. They're going to have a pretty good chance of spawning tubbies, and then these 2 chests here are going to have a pretty good chance of spawning loot midgets. So combined together, just right as you enter the Boneyard, you do a quick little jump, check for the tubbies, and then run over to the chest, check for loot midgets. After a couple runs, I think this one was after 4, you will have a pretty efficient tubby farm and loot midget farm. And I've researched all the areas up to this point for my guides, and this is actually one of the quickest ones I've found. So this is cut ahead by 3 minutes, and I've found a tubby. That's pretty good, to be honest. Whenever I do this in the dust, for example, it does take quite a bit longer. But as you can see, after I killed him, we did get a Ranger OP10 class mod. I did swap to my 0, as in normal mode. It's pretty useless farming for tubbies and loot midgets. But anyway, once you've done that, you can farm Hunter Hell quest from the exact same location for the B shield. As you saw, you can do a quick skip with the car by jumping up the rock, and then once you've handed in the mission from killing him once, you can just infinitely farm him and go for a really good B shield. Now, as you can see, I am level 27 and I was farming him like normal, but if you check the ammo dump, find a longbow singularity, or just get it dropped somewhere, and once I get level 28 so I can equip it on this character, then I'll show you a pretty cool, quicker way to farm him. Not too many people know about this way. All you need to do is run forward, you don't need a car, line up your crosshair with the middle wall, throw the grenade, and once it goes off you'll see him get hit through the wall with a damage indicator, and it will draw his aggro, so you don't need to go up the elevator, you don't need to wait for all that. It's going to cut the farm in half, it's going to jump down from the top and start attacking you. Yeah, that's the quicker method to farm. No need for a montage though, because it did only take me a few tries after that to get the B shield. Unfortunately, it is going to be level 29, and also pretty terrible parts. Honestly, you are going to want Mali 1 for most of it. But just continuing on with the story now, as you can see in the top right, the recording did go a bit ski-whiff, so didn't end up getting the actual kind of start of the story, but I just went to the locations here, just ladder fell down on the pipe, then I headed to the first pump location. However, if you take a slight detour to the right, you'll find this area with the rock, and you can actually just run straight through it. Now, I did show this off in my top 5 unique glitches video, so if you already know it, then thanks for watching. But all you need to do is run along the rock, wait for the warning symbol to appear, and you'll get launched straight into the sky. It's not useful at all, but just kind of fun to do and show your friends and whatnot. So then I just went to the first pump station, took out all the enemies, and enabled all of the wheels. Where are they? The valves, I guess. Spun both of them, and then headed to the next one. You can do the car trick again, where you drive up the invisible wall that stops you, and you'll just instantly get out of the car, no animation. Then, I'm not going to show this on the video, but there is a quite racist Easter egg, I guess, underneath that elevator. So, if you're curious, check it out for yourself. If not, then I don't advise it. It's not actually that interesting, it's just there, so be cautious with that one. But anyway, we went and turned on the other 2 valves, and then as we were heading out, there is actually an area that if you jump up this side kind of area. Run along the side, you'll actually go to a secret room. Now I've done this mission a lot of times and I never noticed it, so I thought that was kind of cool. Did get told this by a subscriber, shout out Erop. Then just jumping down, we can go on to the third pump station here. Now before we head in, this is actually the way that I choose to get to this hidden chest up here on top of the other pipe. There is multiple ways to do it, but it's just the easiest way I've found. Do a grenade jump onto these pipes, and then all you need to do is parkour onto the roof. However, yep, I do get taken down here. RPG loaders absolutely beaming me from miles away. But there is an invisible wall, so yeah, you can't just jump up this part. You do need to actually make your way around onto the main pipe and then perform a grenade jump to get up. And yeah, it's just a pretty hidden secret chest. It's not often you need to do a grenade jump of any sort in Borderlands games. It usually makes it quite easy. So I just thought that's kind of an interesting chest to kind of include in the video. Now heading to the third pump station to turn off the valves. Sometimes there are a lot of enemies, sometimes there aren't really that many. Kind of depends on how lucky you are. But now we've done that, we are at the pipeline. Show you a pretty cool trick. If you boost at that first metal kind of spike, then you can jump over it while also hitting it. But the cool part is actually this. You see the rock off in the distance? You can actually drive up that partially. You will hit an invisible wall, but if you jump out kind of at the top, then you'll pop out and there's no need to run up the pipe, fight any other enemies. Just boost up, jump out right at the top, and there you are. You just skip right to the door that heads to the Badlands. And I am going to go through it, however that isn't the end of the video. We're going to head back into the Boneyard because there's a couple more Easter eggs, cool things to know. Starting off with this white chest. Now back in 2013 this did actually used to be a red chest. Maybe some guys played it back in the day and remember it being red, because I did, and I just didn't know about it until making this video apparently. Well, actually there's two more things I didn't know until making this video. One is this button that when you click it, it spawns a bunch of loaders to fight. The other thing is actually next to Hunter Hell Quest and the start, there is a caution road sign kind of thing with a mustache and a monocle. So I didn't actually know these existed, but you can find this on most maps in the game. So feel free to go look for them. Here we are in the Arid Nexus Badlands. And starting off we have this kind of skag farm. This is where I went from level 65 to 80 after I beat Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. They're all going to be more efficient farms, but I don't know, sometimes you want to mix it up and this is a good place to do it. Next up we have this gate, so whenever you're farming Saturn you don't really want to be running all the way around every single time, so just head over to it, throw a grenade and simply jump over it. And once over you are going to see on the left a skag, and it's going to be like level 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to be super low level. And that's because it's meant to remind players that this skag was there in Borderlands 1, since, you know, obviously this was the starting area for Borderlands 1. But speaking of Borderlands 1, you'll see this Firestone sign, and I can actually do a quick montage between Borderlands 1 and 2. And now we can head over to the mission board and accept the Uncle Teddy mission. It's going to be the one for the Lady Fist. So all you need to do is run over to Uncle Teddy's house, then just find the secret lever, which is just on the fan. And dropping down, it will ask you to find the evidence. It's always going to be in exactly the same spot, so if you just want to cut out all the useless dialogue, just follow what I'm doing on screen. And yeah, when you pick them up, it will just cancel the previous dialogue, so you'll only have to wait for the final one. But as you can see, I did forget where the final one was, but you don't have to make the same mistake. Then after waiting for the dialogue, you'll be asked to find the blueprint. Now, usually you click the lever, but you can just pick it up through the floor. Pretty useless, I guess. It saves like a second. And then you can turn it in back at the mission board for the Lady Fist. The best one is going to be the win-win prefix, but unfortunately we didn't get it. And now just taking out some of the loaders here, you can see just how powerful the Lady Fist is, especially on Gunzerker because it does transfer over to the other gun. So the Fibber is going to get the 800% crit damage as well, which is pretty crazy. So running over to this building, you can get a pretty good view of the hidden claptrap on the map. You can see him off in the distance there. Now you don't have to go this way, you can just simply jump up onto this and then onto the rock. And just like that, you'll be at the hidden claptrap. It's going to be a challenge. I've completed it already though. And a chest. I am being ultra careful with the chest now, making sure to not miss any legendaries after the last episode. And speaking of legendaries, this is not a legendary, so I guess not speaking legendaries. Over to the left, there is going to be Bonehead 2.0. 1.0 was obviously in Borderlands 1. And when you take him out, he has a 33% chance of, dropping this, the Bone Shredder. So it is going to be a pretty good weapon. And I think we did just get it dropped in Corrosive, so that is going to help us quite a lot with the loaders in the area. And just a unique weapon. So moving on, oh wait, actually you can see I have equipped the B shield as well, so I did just remember that from the other episode. We're on level 30 though, so we're getting up there, starting to get into the endgame. And talking of endgame, for Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, it's probably a bit more useful. Alright, I guess he's just hanging there. For Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, the ammo crates are going to have a pretty good chance to spawn loot midgets. Well, they do in every mode, but just going to be a lot easier to farm, or more useful to farm in Ultimate Vault Hunter. So make sure to open them on the way, and just hide behind this for the most useless loot midget, because he doesn't drop anything, but still I guess that proves that the higher chance is better. Now using this as a shield, it's good for Saturn. The B shield's up and we're absolutely melting him now. He's going to be pretty hard in normal Vault Hunter mode, so yeah, using that for a shield is a good strategy. And I didn't see anything drop, but Saturn does have a 3% chance to drop the Hive, the Launcher, and the Invader, the Sniper. He also does drop a head, so that's why it's only 3%. But it is a pretty good thing to farm. A lot of people use the Hive. Then just running back for that save, just in case we die. The B shield with the Bone Shredder is absolutely insane against these loaders. There's also a badass constructor coming up in a second, I think. And obviously the Lady Fist is going to do absolute number if you shoot the eye. Let's see. Yeah, even without the B shield, just absolutely destroying it. It's such a good gun. And let's see, anything good? I guess we could swap out our old sniper for this one, even though it was slag, but it's fine. And oh wait, actually we have to jump down first. So you have to enter to get the waypoint first. And try not to die is quite hard with a B shield because the recharge rate is just so low and the capacity is also just super low at this level. I'm going to die again to the fire, but luckily he ran out to give us a free kill. What I was trying to do was, if you head up on the left, not the right because you'll get pushed off, you can just jump up to the chest. And just like that we get nothing again, but at least it does skip out fighting all the enemies while running up the stairs and everything. and you can just drop down straight to the terminal. And usually what I do is I just sit in here and camp until the map's finished, so we'll just wait for that. And there we go, all we need to do now is kill these and hand it in. Cool, so we're just going to hand in the mission and not get any good rewards. Here we are in the final part of the guide series. Starting off, you can talk to all the people in the sanctuary to get a blue or purple rarity weapon, and then I did just use the tip at the end to get the bad and good touch. Then after talking to Claptrap, make my way to Eridium Blight, we just fight all the enemies. Then, once you finish the fight and are in Heroes Pass, you're going to see this electric gate with a chest behind it. All you need to do is make your way across the first bridge, and you'll see an electrical fuse box just off on the rocks, and I'll turn it off and give you access to it. But again, chests, pretty useless. Then you might notice this thing off to the left during the story, just make your way up it, throw a grenade and jump on the Hyperion barge, and then run into the black area until you teleport upwards. Now one thing to note is if you do this during the story, you'll just fall into the lava. So make sure to do this after you've completed the story mission. You'll be able to hitch your ride over to the middle of the map. But one thing to note is if you don't jump off, then the barge will just keep going and fly off the map. And unfortunately you won't be able to get back. So just try and jump off when it starts spinning, that's usually the best time to do it. You might land on the roof, but you can just make your way around. Another cool thing is these two bridges. If you're not running or haven't run the community patch at all, then you'll be able to see this E to pry button. This is left from a mission that was taken out of the game. Now this next part I don't recommend doing. I was just messing around seeing what would happen if you jumped onto the barge with Mordecai, and yeah, when he flies off, you just left floating in the middle of the sky. Kinda weird, but as soon as you move you do fall off, and just go straight to the lava. Cool animation by Brick there, locking the loader off. But basically, during this fight, you'll see the massive barrier. If you jump onto the crate, do a grenade jump onto this platform, you can actually jump around the wall, so that way you don't have to waste your time. But once past the barrier, you'll see a large lava pit, and basically you can do a grenade jump over it, so just line yourself up here. Nice. Well, I deserve this. Well, what you're actually meant to do is throw a normal grenade and do a grenade jump over, and that'll save you a bunch of time. But there is actually one thing to show you a little bit behind, so just running back, if you jump down next to the building, you'll find a hidden vault symbol on the kind of support structure. And then just grenade jumping towards the badass constructor, it's not going to be too much of an issue. The Lady Fist just demolishes stuff like this. But at the end, you'll see this red chest and the kind of warp gate for the next area. This is going to be one of the best red chest farms in the game. All you need to do is go through and come back into Heroes Pass. Now I did give this a go at farming it. The odds of getting a legendary from a chest are 1 in 10,000, but from red chests it can't be white, and also multiple weapons can appear at once. So after just giving it a few farms, I did end up with this. Yep, I got a Scurry Lyuda, a shock. This is on my OP10 character, and I actually needed this gun, so it turned out pretty well. But now, going into the Vault of the Warrior, we have this hidden underground area with another red chest. There is one final thing after this, but for now, this is the final fight of the game. So hopefully you enjoyed that montage. And now for the final piece of information, it's going to be the moonshot farm, where basically when you use the moonshot button you can either stand a certain distance away for the mission not to go, then you'll get 13 seconds to run around and look for a legendary before save quitting, or read only farm and get yourself a legendary weapon. Now it is normally going to be a 75% chance to get a legendary on the story kill, and you can see I did actually get that when I stopped staring into the lava. You can see when I turn to my right I do get a flacker, but that's going to be it for my guide videos. I hope everyone enjoyed them. Final one is when you kill Jack and complete the playthrough, you are going to get the mask 100% of the time. But that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. See ya.